Well, I was really hoping that Orga would bust out a mecha at some point. Maybe dirty and ugly and maybe go down in battle, but it didn't happen. So.
Alright, this question is for two Gaelios. When did you find out about McGillis's betrayal of Gaelio, and how did you react? Spoilers!
Seen season 1.
It's been out for like 2 years, hasn't it?
It's been out for a little while.
はい、アニメは作ってる現場なので日本では毎週1回収録をしていくんですけど、終わると次の週の台本をもらえるんです。で、その台本で初めて知りました。とても驚きました。
In Japan, we do a weekly reporting as the series goes on. So it was when we see the script for next week at the previous week's showing and reporting, and that was when I found out.
We also recorded in order, and they would not clue me into the plot. So the first couple of I feel like sometimes this show's really well written, and that tricked me. I thought that these guys were homies till the end, and I was hurt a little bit when I got stabbed in my robot pieces. But yeah, it was I thought it was a really great turn that, in essence, fuels the second season.
This one is going to be for Kyle and Johnny. How would you describe Mika and Orga's relationship?
I feel like we kind of started to touch on this in the last question that we were answering, but I think it's definitely a familial bond, but it's not something that you can really put a specific label on, because it's not like they're brothers, but it's also not like Orga's the father figure. It's somewhere in between those two, I think, because they share a bond as equals, but at the same time, it's like, you're the boss, tell me what to do, and I'm going to do it, period. I think, yeah, that's how I would describe it.
Yes. Very close. They're very close. They're like, I don't know, parts of a body, the right hand and the left hand, you know, they need each other to work together or whatever. But yeah, it's, you know, it's in between there, because it's like brotherly, but not quite, because, you know, and it transforms a little bit too, you know, but yeah, I don't know. They kind of need each other to be a whole, I think.
This one's going to be for Kyle, and then Kurio's relationship with Mika seems pretty complex. How would you describe their relationship?
I don't know if I even know how to answer what their relationship really is, because it is very complicated, and it's something that you never really get an understanding of where Mika's thought process is with her. Even the first time that they spoiler kiss in the middle of season 1, I hope you've seen that. That like, it comes out of nowhere, and when he's offered, because she gets all flustered, and when he offers the explanation, he's just like, you were cute, so I thought I'd do it. Sorry if you didn't like it. But it's not really that apologetic about it, and it's like, does he actually have romantic feelings for her, or and then at the end of it all, you know, it's that whole will they, won't they thing between him and Kudelia and him and Atra, and we all know where that ends up. I think we've all seen the show, so yeah, it's a really difficult relationship to understand, to explain, and to understand even as an actor.
Makes sense. Okay, this one is for our Gaelios again. In your own words, and we did, Robbie, you explained it a little bit earlier, but how would you describe Gaelios' relationships or feelings towards McGillis?
Japanese goes first.
Just like much. すごい複雑な感情がたくさんあります。やっていく上で整理をしていった部分もあるんですけど、終わった今思うのは、矜持って日本語で言いますけど、英語ではプライド、職業、軍人としてのプライドとか、友人としてのプライド、親友としてのプライドとか、男としてのプライドみたいなところが一番関係性を表すのは適した言葉かなと思います。
Oh yeah, totally so many feelings that I had to deal with during the series. And now that it's done and I'm looking back, I feel mostly proud as a military man, as a friend, and as a man. I think that's how to best express my feelings.
I think I heard pride in there a little bit more than once. They were as close as you could be with two people. They worked together. They were almost family. He was supposed to marry, I believe, his the younger sister at some point. They were sort of had like an arranged relationship. They were best friends. They grew up together, and he was so. Well, we talked about the betrayal. He was so hurt by the betrayal, and I don't think he ever gets over it. And a lot of times, one of those anime tropes where like you're just not quite as good as this person that you look up to, right? And they're always like, I'm gonna be better, but rarely do they ever get better. Like, let's be real, like Yamcha's never gonna do it. But not always. Sometimes in a well-written, shorter anime, you get a full arc where that character gets their arc, and not to spoil season 2, but things happen. And so I think it hurt him so bad because he thinks of him as a friend, he thinks of him as a brother, he thinks of him as a co-worker, and then he is betrayed. And it's the worst kind of betrayal because it's a realization that they value themselves more than you. And I think that's the worst kind of betrayal that you can have in any kind of relationship. And to have it become so clear to the point where I'm willing to fully kill you just to satisfy my needs, that's the worst kind of betrayal. So I think that he deals with those feelings all through season 2, which I hope you guys buy and watch.
All right. This one is for director Nagai and next designer Ebi Kawasan. Many Gundams do not have happy endings, but the ending of Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 2 stands out as perhaps particularly dark with a lot of death. Was this the ending that was envisioned from the very beginning? And then there's some follow-up after that.
そうですね、実はこの物語を考えるときに一番最初に思い浮かんだイメージが彼らが全滅する姿っていうところから出発していて。
So, well, to be honest, to be very frank, yes, when I first was thinking of the story, my initial kind of idea was that everyone would die at the end.
それを考えるとだいぶ生き残ったんですけど、でも俺としては彼らが生きた時代を精一杯描いてやろうっていう気持ちで。
But, over time, I was like, well, maybe everyone doesn't quite have to die, or not quite everyone has to die. And so I personally then, of course, shifted the story to have the characters who did not die live very fulfilling lives.